we are going to just as everybody's arrived, we're playing with all of the bad traits except for the two that one limits artillery and the other that limits or keeps you from having air power. We have those on. Oh, hey, yeah, it was a great game back in the day. Still, I think a good game. I love its sort of tone and tenor. And oh, I always hate these things. Sorry, but BRDX man. Sorry. And John Kaminsky. Well, names that I can sort of kind of pronounce. Some of them are. Okay, so we're going to continue where we left off. And then, depending on how this goes, we may continue the bad traits theme, but jump to the start of Barbarossa. That is, and we're going to retreat, I think, back to here. I think we can dig in better, even though we are on a river, to the town than trying to hold that airport. I know the airport is sort of the victory hex there. The one thing I really have trouble with in people's names is when they substitute like the number 3 for E or some other thing like that. I don't always get just what they are going for. Okay, I think we're ready to end this turn. We have plenty of prestige, but no more core slots available. Yeah, we knew they had advanced to the airport there. Okay, so what we really need to do here, because we don't have the core slots, but we do have the prestige. We can't disband this, Oh. And a supply hex. That's not considered a supply hex. Okay, well. Really don't want this unit anymore. That's sort of the problem with this, or one of the problems. Okay, mass attack here looks like it would do well. Okay, Birdman. Yeah, no, that's... I understand, Birdman, about not always having your sort of favorited version. And remember, well, he, because of the randomized supply, did not get more movement. Well, I just don't know how to get rid of that unit the fastest way, whether to walk it here, walk it, maybe I think that's a supply hex. So let's walk in that direction. Hopefully we can disband it sooner rather than later. This is the second follow-on from Poland North. That's what we're looking at here. Now here you have almost nothing left of this unit. We can move up. This will at least deny the Air Force. Or the airport, I should say, to the Poles here. That's looking like to be the best attack at the moment. Well, good to know. Yeah. Well. Yep, we're just going to disband him since he's sitting on the base that we can. We will then return you to here. And he no longer has movement points, but he'll disband next turn. And we will purchase. Let's see, ground attack versus ground attack, 6, 5, 7, 4. Well, since he can be used as a fighter still, we'll purchase him as a replacement there. Okay, we about bumped into there, so that won't be nice being next to that AT again, which I actually sort of missed. Okay, I think that will do it for this turn. Yep. Yeah, that was a mistake, letting that AT again be right next to my tank. Yeah, just kill the tank by this point. I would rather have fresh units. This is my best tank killing aircraft, so we'll use that. We're going to disband him. Can these guys make it? Nope, not all the way back yet. We want to try to maximize our force on him. Good, they didn't retreat. They'll get the recon bonus. With minimal casualties. Very good. Okay, well here we can now take care of the anti-tank gun. That's what I was sort of afraid of. Well, I was sort of hoping for suicide, but nearly, but didn't quite work. I think he might be out of... No, he's not out of ammo. Ah, yes, the sort of brief pre-order playing that you can do now currently. I think, you know, this game isn't for everybody, because I know some people, man, they want realism. They want something like Close Combat, The Bloody First, or some other game. Fine, if that's what you want, you should get that. But if this game generally appeals to you, they've done it really well, in my opinion. I don't know how close I should get to those guys. Don't know. We can rebuild. I try to evaluate every game in the 150. This will have greater range, so we'll take that. We got plenty of prestige points for that. Try to evaluate every game in the spirit that it was meant, and not just, you know, as pure arbitrary. If it's trying to be a seriously realistic war game, well, then how well does it do that? If it's trying to be a less serious but still very fun, and still trying to catch the spirit of fire and maneuver and that kind of stuff, then I think this does very well. All close combat games, well, I'll find them fun too. Just, yeah, different points of view. Yeah, beer and pretzels, war game, yeah. Not a serious contemplation. And so I just have to say, because I sort of know some of you guys now, and the Slytherin audience, a lot of the viewers here are sort of the core, hardcore war gamers. Okay, we want to bring you, I guess, up to here. Okay, we're going to take Brest. We're going to suicide them in next turn. Artillery. And we're going to swing back up towards Cidalis. I'm sure I'm butchering that. Yeah, Gary Grigsby does a really good job with those war games. I've played War in the East. I've not played the Pacific game, but I've seen some video of the Pacific game, and it looks really good. Oh, Command. Haha. I will say, I've played some of the tutorials for Command Modern Operations. It really gets, from my point of view, really gets more in the simulation field more so than the war game field. So that's something that has a significant learning curve to it. And so I know I have one more point, but hoping to disband these guys, and we'll see what kind of good new unit we can get. Like a new aircraft. Or an anti-aircraft gun. Now we have artillery shooting us, axis turn, and we now have bad weather. Okay, well, that means our aircraft won't be operating this turn. Well, first let's march you to here, and no, we still can't disband you. Oh, this is infuriating. Okay, won't let me disband. Well, let's shift you to the other airport, which we can do even in bad weather. Oh, Advanced Squad Leader, that was a fun game back in the day. I haven't played that in, oh, so many years. Oh, it was well done for the type of game it was, I will say that for sure. Okay, we want to use our artillery and take Warsaw here. I just don't know that it's worth attacking. Like I say, we're going to go with a, well, let's first move you up a little bit. Oh, well, they won't even be able to fire after the movement. Well, we're going to suicide. Boom, good. Yeah, I know, normal. Oh, that didn't work out as well as I'd hope. Operations. You wouldn't be suiciding so much. But we just have to with this current settings. Now, they still won't let me do that. Okay. Well, we can buy a few other things now. What sort of good armor? I'll still no good armor yet. I think I want more artillery. Can we afford the slots? Yes, we can. And that fills that up. Yeah, rules lawyering with my cousin used to do some of that with things like squad leader, as opposed to looking at what would be practical to do, trying to find out. Yep. Computer games will allow you to have an AI opponent, and it doesn't take up a lot of space compared to digital space. Okay, so bad weather, can't use our aircraft, gotta disband this next turn. Let's move into the forest and entrench. You fall back to here. They're putting pressure from this side. Okay, hopefully those infantry will be able to get that. Okay, looking good for this. Well, bit of a wreck of a playthrough. Well, I achieved the goal of eliminating the aircraft that I didn't want. They attacked out. Well, let's first concentrate down here. Oh, we're not looking as nice as I would like, but we gotta at least try. I don't have a good option. I don't have any good options. Now, do I bomb or do I attack here? I attack here. For those of you just joining, oh hey Van Bishop, good to see you here. I am playing with all of the bad traits except the two that, well, one that eliminates air power and the other one that eliminates the use of artillery. So those are the two that I have not embraced. Okay. No, we don't want to be clicked on that. We want to, let's see if we can, would these guys from there be able to do it? No, they need to move up a little bit further. So we'll move these these guys to here. Bombard. Now at least they'll have artillery backup. Okay, he's still basically frozen. We have 6 free slot. No, I won't purchase. Tactical bomber, second one now, and we have another 4. I wish I had some good armor. I think trying to get out of some of these, get people out of these cities. I think we need pioneer infantry. So look. And hovering over a unit you're about to attack. Are the results? No, they are not. They're an estimate. You could be better or worse results. One of the traits that I am playing with currently actually says that the results will never be better than the estimated results. Normally they could be as an option. So they are an expected results, and then there's a die roll. Gives you an idea of how likely they are. Well, hey 21st Gen, I'd love to play board games, also miniature games, but just finding opponents and be able to play, whether it's at 2 in the morning or 2 in the afternoon or whenever, it's just hard to do. So I have mostly given them up, both the miniatures and the, board game type. And it's not because I want to give them up. It's just, like say opponents and trying to arrange all that is just never terribly easy. Okay, I think we've done all we can do this turn. I wouldn't call us on track towards victory, but and yes, as we can see what's happening here, another one of the traits I have eliminates our zones of control, so they're able to move right around our forces. Now, why did the AI think it prudent to move the artillery up next to me? That seems to be a bad AI move. Because that was basically a free shot on. Okay. You play fighter. We don't yet have any 109s. You play bomber because we want to weaken this as much as possible. Getting a reconnaissance bonus, which improves accuracy. These guys will come up and protect the flanks of the artillery from any attacks from the armor that we know is lurking about. Yeah. Now I have, and I'll post the link later just because I don't want you to go away during the live stream, but I've posted on my YouTube channel an evaluation of all of the good and the bad traits, a video covering all of that. But we're going to focus on this for the moment, see if we can get, these are just bad and worse options. And no, I have not played this out any more than just playing this. That's sort of why, because I don't think I'm necessarily going to succeed at this. Why I'm thinking of doing the Barbarossa next after this battle. So that could be done whether we succeed or lose. Okay. Well. Now we're back. We have 3. So I think we'll do this. We can afford the trucks. They don't take up a slot. Yeah, I think we should push from here at this point. Yeah, I'm playing with the beta. A lot of the streamers, because when I actually sort of started this, that you streamers or YouTubers you're seeing, they're playing with a sort of a locked pre-release version. So I don't quite know exactly what is going to change. Like one of the things in here I notice is the wagons for the towing of artillery, say, don't seem to have any horses as part of them. I don't know if that's a design choice or just they haven't added the horses yet. I don't know. So I'm some of that stuff is for me, and I'm sure I could ask and someone would tell me, but I just haven't. But yeah, this is still a beta version of what you'll be getting. Or presumably that was probably for the pre... Oh man, this looks bad. I don't have a good option here. Okay, we'll just sit on the defensive. This isn't working out well. And again, I don't recommend anybody playing the way I'm doing now. Yep, I know you're going to munch my artillery. And that was the only thing that was going to allow me to possibly take the city. Now that artillery is incredibly weak now that it's down to a strength of 3. You again play fighter. No. Okay. Again, because of our incompetent logistics, that unit isn't ready to fire this turn. It'd be quite annoying. Flamethrower on flamethrower violence, okay. You come up. Close them down some. And our armor car will take Warsaw. Okay, well that gives us 1 objective. Okay, we've now spotted more of their force. Let's move up in trucks and dismount. And that's a very loud airplane flying rather low overhead. Okay, now back to this thing. We're focusing in on taking that, but they're at 15 strength, so that isn't probably going to happen. Well, they fell back. We'll keep that pressure up. Not good. Best on the defensive there. Nope, not a good enough reason to attack. You come here because we're going to disband you next turn and get more. Yeah, horses not yet. Flamethrower on flamethrower action is not permitted without the safe word. You got that right. Some hot flamethrower on hot flamethrower action. Yeah, good. I like that. I like that indeed. Okay, so This is gonna fail. We have taken Warsaw at least. Well, anything we can disband or not really this turn. Unless, no, not this turn. Okay, they didn't even get defensive artillery, and now the horsies are charging in to kill them and encircle them and push them out of encirclement and getting bombed. This does show you how much the traits really affect the game. Well, let's take you down to here. I'll try to sort of suicide you on these guys. See, that worked. Now, between losing the armored car and those aircraft, each turn moves the clock, and I keep hoping for a better tank. These are only 2 slots, so let's grab one. And another thing you may notice compared to the earlier version of Panzer Corps, each unit has its own, what I call, weight. And so as you can see here, a motorized artillery piece here takes more slots than an lighter 75mm gun. Now, a big 150mm proper howitzer takes as many slots, so you sort of have to judge on what you want to do and how many slots you have. We'll start on the road there. Okay, well, no. How far can you go in this campaign on the beta? I think with the beta, I think everything is unlocked. I have not played the entire campaign, but to the best of my knowledge, nothing is specifically locked on the beta. Okay, well, you can move up and then dismount. Okay, that's good. We know where you are and we know where he is now, even though I already sort of knew. Yeah. Do a strike on the armor there. Okay, well, let's come here. This is not a supply hex. And so I cannot just blatantly kill it. At this point, this is just a suicide mission. So yeah, now that again opens up slots. Interesting fact about the Panzer Is, they were sent to Spain during the Spanish Civil War, and they ran into these other objects on the battlefield. Oh yeah, called tanks. And since they were only armed with MG-15s, that was the sort of light machine gun they had in their duel of them. they had real difficult problems punching armor. We're, I think, going to take, we got 6. Is there something super powerful here that we could use? I don't know. These guys have better armor penetration, so we're going to purchase them. Oh, we're not going to deploy them just yet. Oh, no, these guys. Okay, yes, we are deploying these guys now. Here, I guess. And so, they were particularly facing the Soviet T-26. So the Germans quickly went in and developed an AP ammo, armor-piercing ammo for them, that would pierce the armor fairly reliably of a Soviet T-26 out to about 500 yards. Well, after a while, the tank crewmen, I don't know whether they were Soviets or, local Spanish, but they were figuring this out, and so they would maneuver and stay approximately, okay, well, one of these, yeah, let's go with lots of air power here. Yeah, we can do this close by, and let's see how a lot of air power works. I know we got 5 turns left, probably just don't have enough time in turns. But yeah, it's a limitation of the weapon. And we have another 2. I think we are going to go with more. I like the 222 just generally as a armored vehicle. You may be able to tell. Okay, well, yeah, the Panzer I was never really meant to be a combat vehicle. It was meant to be a training vehicle, because you can actually look at photos. I don't know if I've ever seen any. Maybe I've seen some film footage, but photos of basically 4 guys sitting in a more than an open top, meaning I don't think there's any armor on it at all, but meaning the whole superstructure. None of the turret, none of the upper target superstructure or tank superstructure is there. Just there's an engine in the back, has the tracks, and they were using that for a while as a training vehicle, just to sort of like, even before that they were using automobiles that had wooden or whatever they were, actually maybe even just stamped metal, just thin tinny metal, just to simulate tanks. So they were just really meant to sort of like, hey, how do we use these new things called tanks? Because you remember they're big, the what is it, the A7V, I know there's an A and a 7 and a V in it, but the big World War I sort of landship type tanks, and those are obviously way different. And so the Germans had no real experience using a sort of fast tanks, so they just needed something. And so, they came up with the Panzer I, just something to drive around with. And I think it's government paranoia that they didn't want to send, because I'm very sure they had some Panzer IIs with the 20mm gun, even early on in the stages, because it's right around late 36, early 37, the earliest Panzer IIs come out. But for sure by 38, 39, they had Panzer IIs in reasonable numbers that they could have sent to Spain, but they never did. So they only sent the Panzer Is. Now Spain, I hope you're interested in all this stuff. Spain, you can see some photos, and I think there's a few that are still left around. They took the Panzer I, added a little bit to the top. We can maybe zoom in here, show off another feature of the game. Here, the zoom in ability on these vehicles. See, it's actually pretty nice model once you zoom in. It just, to me, this looks nice, but doesn't offer much advantage for gameplay, this zoomed in. But what they did is they sort of took the top off of the turret here and made another sort of thing about equal height and welded it on with a bigger sort of a frontal matlet, and put a 20mm gun of probably a Hispano Suiza or something, I don't know, 20mm gun in there for theirs. The Germans basically left all their Panzer Is there when they yes, exactly. So Lucius, I'm sure I'm butchering that too. Yeah, proof of concept for the doctrine, and that's what this was meant to be. And it was just pressed into service way too early. Okay, so we bought a lot of stuff for next turn. Okay, yeah, let's just end this turn. And me prattling on about obscure tank facts. The AI really does like striking at artillery, as you can see, with the air power, or anything else. So remember to protect your, Oh, now that I got all these really nice big bombers. Oh, I guess the strategics will work. I have not used the strategics. I've just been using the tacticals. Well, oh, no, okay, it's just cloudy. It's not rainy. That's why it works. Okay, because rainy weather, no air operations. I guess cloudy weather, air operations. Probably affects the air operations effectiveness, but I'm used to normally seeing either raining or not raining. Yeah, you come and play fighter. No, you're not really. Well, you are a destroyer, which is not a fighter, but that one's not going to be allowed to attack. Okay. Start off suppressing these guys. These guys will come and make a flank attack. There. Basically, I'm just grinding them away. They're going to fall back. We're going to pursue. And they died. We're going to move up the artillery, who's already shot. That way we can... Okay, we're going to move him in here, him in here. That way we get the recon bonus. However much it might help. Not a whole lot. Probably just should have bought more recon at this point, so we get proper tanks of some sort. And they withdrew. These guys can't attack this turn because of our bad logistic trait, but these guys can and finish them off. Again, this is not the way you should be able to be playing this. When I say the tractor was literally a tractor, the Germans could mount armor on, a gun on, and used it for training to get around. Yes, and yes, Scott Poet, absolutely. The Germans were also very much in a, shall we say, an attempt to hide the fact that some of the stuff was being developed post-war. They wanted to try to say, oh, these are left over from the, you know, the Great War, the Weltkrieg or whatever. Now, another limitation when we don't have, when we can't go into the fog of war, we can't even fly through the fog of war to get down here to lend air support. So we might as well just hit you here this turn. He's almost dead. Yeah, that's probably just hope for some real damage, but none. Yes, I'm so glad people are enjoying this game. Okay, we're still full up. These guys hopefully will die this next turn. These guys are... Oh, wait a minute. They moved up. Again, this is something I would say the AI needs to be fixed at. Sometimes a lot of stuff is, you know, value judgment. Should tanks make rash attacks on rear area artillery, then get destroyed? Maybe, maybe not. Depends on how damaging you think the artillery, but no way should you be moving the artillery next to infantry like that to just get killed. That's just a bad AI. So I don't know if anybody from the devs are watching this, or somebody wants to post it in the forum with a timestamp here or something they could see that it's happening. Okay, so we're still full up. We can't reinforce. Yep. Oh, maybe I should have moved those guys back up to there. Damn, I messed that one up. Okay, clear weather. Now here, well, we're gonna do that. Now our ersatz fighters are going to come in here and go after them. Yeah, I know you're going to attack my bombers. Not pushed out. Okay, well, and we've taken that. Okay, so we've got that. That's good. Don't know that we're going to be able to get the rest. Well, you're going to move right next to them. Maybe they'll kill you next time. They won't have to move out. Too far forward, but we will swap to this airbase here. I think they're going to die because no, they have another airbase to switch to. That's what they'll be doing next turn. Switching air bases. Let's move to here. Maybe they can take. Yeah, that may be empty. There we go. Now you say the leader has done away with the Treaty of Versailles. Well, they were still slowly grinding away at that by 36. I think it's late 36. They finally cut off some of the treaty ports. I don't know how much of you are interested in this, but as part of the greater scheme of Versailles Treaty or treaties, Czechoslovakia got to have their own sort of extraterritorial areas in several major German ports. It was Bremerhaven or one of those over in Stettin, that all connected to barge rivers that would go to Czechoslovakia, so that they could put stuff on barges, have it sealed up, go through Germany, go to these special port areas, and then be exported out or take imports into Czechoslovakia without going through German customs. Those still had to be removed. They were still grinding away at the Treaty of Versailles and different elements of it. So it wasn't quite the, complete either exists or doesn't exist thing. And you have to look at, through the whole period of operations in Spain, Germany never publicly admitted to having basically the Condor Legion operate in Spain, but including the ground operation forces. They even had some naval units operating as part of the quote-unquote blockade to keep international forces from interfering with the Spanish Civil War. Now, of course, both sides were always looking the other way when, you know, Soviet reinforcements going in, you know, the British and the French would look the other way, and German and Italian reinforcements, you know, the German Navy would look the other way. And it wasn't only until after the sort of final victory of Franco that they did a big, huge parade in Berlin and then really publicly admitted that they had been there all that time, you know, in official sort of language. And, you know, the guys all got new brown uniforms that supposedly that they had been wearing in Spain, and did the march in Berlin in 39 there. So it wasn't until after Franco's victory did they really start to admit that they were even there in a sort of public format. Zero air operations with rainy weather. A bit excessive, I might agree with. It's a storm. Yeah, when you're looking at something like strategic command, I entirely agree with you, Van Bishop. Here, if it's just one day, yeah, I can see the idea that it's rainy enough that no attack operations. Now, within this game, you can rebase to a new airbase on rainy days, but that's about it. And so, yeah, I can sort of agree. Okay, just checking everything. And yeah, we're not going to win this, of course, in time. But hey, okay, you killed my artillery. Good, finally. Well, let's move you down here. Oh, they are there. Okay, so that doesn't really work to try to pick that up. You're not going to attack, you're just going to go next to them. You're going to pick at these guys. These guys are going to do an airstrike there. Yeah, I really didn't expect to actually win this, but I was gonna give it a shot. Let's rebate. Yeah, yeah, you're basically out of range now. Let's see. Yeah, there's probably nothing really to buy in 2 turns that I can get to the front and use effectively. mass attack ×2, which really messes them up. These guys also getting that and eliminating them. And come up to there. Well, we're close. Well, they've taken that back somehow. Oh well. Not that that really matters at this point. Okay, let's end this. But don't go anywhere. We're gonna do one of the opening operations of Barbarossa next, again as the worst general. Yes, turn 15. Yeah, well, beta testing games can be frustrating. I know it always seems like really cool to sort of, yeah, I want to be there and be part of it, but yeah, just not quite good enough to make it a reality. You wouldn't think that we're using law. Right. Yeah, well, radios in World War II. You do know that, well, the nation, in my understanding, has the most radios, and down farthest is the United States. But they and Germany and a lot of others still heavily relied upon field telephones for their operations because radio operation ranges, a lot of that going on, weather effects. You know, the little Kettenkrad, the little sort of motorcycle half-track thing. One of its primary purposes for use throughout at least the second half of the war is that they had a big spool on the back of it where the instead of taking up the space where the two would sit in the back, that they would use that to lay across ruggedish terrain, but sort of at the most straight link to lay field telephone cables. They were constantly doing that, and so I doubt most infantry companies, did they even have a radio in the German army? No, just about every tank did, and armored car and those kind of things. Now the U.S. was getting down to platoon level for its handheld one And the backpack was type radio, was normally a company asset. So, you know, there's a lot of that going on. So, and then you have to look at this game. It constantly varies as to the scale of what these units represent. Are these a reconnaissance platoon, a reconnaissance company, a reconnaissance battalion? You know, and so, yeah, we all sort of kind of think so. I guess we're going to move up here. This is the last turn here. We're going to lose overrun, but okay, you get to come back here. Well, for being the worst general, I think we did reasonably well, all things considered. Like I say, don't go away. We're going to be back with... Or not back, we're going to go to another playthrough here very shortly. Yep, we're defeated here. Okay. Worked with Steve Farrell and a couple of others on a site modding Keep Alive Panzer General 3 for years. Many years ago we were building new units, creating new maps and campaigns. Okay, we're going to continue. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start a new game here. We're going to come to campaign. We're going to go to Barbarossa. We're going to go to easy. Because yes, we're playing on easy. I've only so far checked out center and south. I think I want to play center. Not even fully played that mission at all, but just checked it out some. Enough to get the opening moves down. Or at least generally what I want to do. Okay, again, we're taking all of the bad traits. That's why we're playing on easy. None of the good ones, and we are definitely needing to use Air Force and artillery, so we will accept this. I'm not going to name him this time. Yes. Okay. Guten Tag, Herr General. It is good to see you returning to active service. I trust you've been keeping your skills sharp in the years since our campaign in France, yeah? You're going to need them. I really wish they would voice them over like they did in the old Panzer General. That sort of phony German accent was great. That was cool. Much better than me trying to read it. You're going to need them because tomorrow you will be joining Operation Barbarossa, the largest invasion the world has ever seen. Your units transferred to Warsaw is complete, and you're now formally operating under Army Group Center's command. Primary objectives: capture all victory hexes. Yeah, we sort of know that. Your task is to spearhead the invasion of the Soviet Union by advancing directly into its heart. The initial objectives are to eliminate all Soviet forces in the vicinity of Grodno and Brest. Brest down here, Grodno up there. Air reconnaissance has identified some major fortifications in Brest. Should you choose to assault them, Field Marshal von Bock has authorized the super siege mortar Karl Garat to be placed under your disposal to pound these positions into oblivion. You may deploy the siege mortar by purchasing it from the prototype inventory. Be warned, such a uniquely massive weapon can never be reinforced as we only have built a handful of them, so you should use it wisely and carefully. So basically keeping it out of threat from the enemy and keeping anti-aircraft and or fighter protection for them. After crushing forward Soviet positions, you will be advancing directly into Smolensk. I strongly advise against any kind of wide sweeping flanking maneuvers. The Pripyat, I always butcher that, Pripyat or whatever, swamp will absolutely bog down even your lightest panzers. As a final reminder, because it has been over a year since your last operation, be sure to check the equipment stocks of your troops. Wouldn't want to send them into Russia with obsolete weapons. Okay, we're going to end this here. Now, This is just the generic sort of starting lineup. But what we're going to see, and we have a modest amount of points here. What I'm, well, really actually no, not some. Oh, I wanted to show off, that's right. We do have this guy here. He has a weight though of 7, so we'd have to get rid of a bunch of forces to put, and he's 3,000, so we have to double the current points. You might be able to get this right off the bat if I didn't have some of the negative traits up there. I'm not sure, but yeah, just to sort of show that we're not getting that at the start. Okay, so Aloysius, yes, thanks for following. We do appreciate that. So we're going to close this, but we're going to come here and well, no, first let's look at, we have okay, these are decent artillery. Anti-air fighters. Ooh. Storage information unit details. I'm just looking to see what it's slots 1. Okay, so it's pretty small. Just thinking what we might want to get rid of here to upgrade to something else. Let's see. Okay, you're currently the Panzer II. Oh, well, we can't. And it's 2 slots. I believe, yeah, isn't it? I just want to check. Slots 3. Okay, so it's 3 slots. Close. Let's see if we were to upgrade this. So we could upgrade this all the way to a Panzer IIIH. Or Panzer IV. I think we're going to go with a Panzer. Well, we can look. This has a lot better infantry, and I don't think we're going to have much trouble with strong Soviet tanks at this stage. So we're going to upgrade him. So now we have a little better armor there. This guy. I sort of like the Stugs in the game here, but they have basically no range. They have 4 ammo, where these guys have just 3 ammo. But these guys have a little more range, a little more firepower. Now, oh, again, probably one of these. I don't know which one. Let me just check this way. Slots 3. Okay, so we can only go to something that close has 3 slots. Like here, you see my suspicion that they're going to add horses at some point, just because they have the horse bridles there. That's just my suspicion, but a minor trivial point, I know. Okay, I'm thinking we're going to use this instead, so we'll have a little more ranged artillery set up here. Okay, we're gonna keep, oh, and also I wonder, are they gonna put men in the motorcycle? Well, you don't necessarily have men at the, behind the artillery, so I'm not saying it's like required or anything, but I sort of would make the design choice, but maybe a budget issue. Okay, okay, let's look at the anti-aircraft. Again, how many? 2 slots. Close. you know, let's cancel this. Let's... Ooh, let's disband the Storch. I know we don't have good reconnaissance otherwise, but we're going to do that for now because I would rather have the slots and upgrade this to the Flak 88. Okay. There we go. There we go. I think that's how we're going to start all this. Let me just come over here and save this. Okay, resume game. So that is our initial deployment setup we're going to do. And like I say, I have sort of played the opening of this a bit. Okay, I also have a bit of a challenge for you guys. Some of you played the game in the early release. If you haven't looked at anything, you can, preferably not during this live stream, but you can go look over on my channel and let me post it here if you want to bookmark it. Paste a link to my sort of somewhat detailed look at the general's traits. What traits can you come up with, good or bad, with an idea to add to the game? And this is, nobody's asked me to do this. I'm just sort of interested in what you guys could come up with. You know, obviously you don't want to make, oh, something that's basically an invulnerable unit, good trait, or a unit that does super damage or whatever. But just what sort of interesting traits. And obviously you can post, if you come up with ideas now, post them in chat now so we can talk about them. But you can also post them over on, you know, below my YouTube video, and we can discuss that there, because we will be making another challenge video in a couple of weeks, or live stream, and we can talk more about what you have come up with there. So think of those. Okay, we're going to avoid this because this is a sort of a killer bunker to take without that big mortar. Now we have enemy air, so what we want to do is shoot it down. If you just hover over your cell, or the unit for the air, it shows anything in range that it could attack. So we're going to fly to here, which will expose these guys. So we now know that they're there, up near Grodno. I'm choosing, not saying it's like the best option, but I'm choosing just to eliminate their fighters as much as I can this first turn. And I say as much as I can because some of these aircraft may or may not be operating right now. No, we don't want to be right over that unit. Now because of our we can fly, well, we'll fly here. I think it'll fly around there, but we'll see if we want to attack the tank unit or not here this turn. Okay. They're going to come up, not attack. Get these guys up to get the recon bonus. Basically just eliminate them for loss of 3, which would be no problem if we could reinforce, but yeah. What we want to do for now is lower this to the anti-tank roll. And we want to come up to here with this guy. And deploy, oh. We're supposed to be in the anti-tank roll, damn it. Not liking that. Okay. We want to attack with the armored car here. This is out in the open, that'll be the better option. And they're going to retreat. These guys are going to come here and just slaughter what's left of this unit. Boom. Oh, we overran. Ooh, we can take out the artillery piece. Not entirely. Okay, now we have a little bit of a problem here. Remember, we don't have zones of control. I personally always seen overstrength and experience replacements as a tad unrealistic and quite gamey. So I likely take those as bad traits. Yep, both of those are traits already that are in the game that you can select. Okay. You've moved. Okay. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to move these guys right here, because the Soviet army is going to be very aggressive and try to take out some of these rear areas if they can. Okay, now I think we'll just hit these guys hard. They're pretty good anti-tank aircraft. They fall back. Good. Now note, this guy can move, but he can't attack this turn because of our bad supply situation. That's one of the traits. There we go. I think that's a little too porous of a line for my liking. We're going to fall back to there. I wish these guys were still pointed down at the ground. I consider that a slight flaw in the game. Documentary about Stalingrad, and one of General Paulus's traits seemed to be that he was good at fighting the enemy at long range. Stalingrad was fought at close range, so close range presumably was disadvantage for him. As the documentary said, he preferred to fight the enemy at long range. That's interesting. I don't know how you would simulate. Well, I guess maybe infantry assaults on dug-in positions might have a negative trait, but artillery does extra damage, and so if infantry is attacking non-dug-in units, we could presume that they have, I'm going to open a Coke here, you know, bit of range out there that they could be shooting at. But if they're dug in, you got to get in close and get into grips with them. And then artillery, that's whatever you're artillering, that would be sort of a long range benefit. That could work. So neutral on open terrain attacks, worse on going after cities. But even if you're assaulting a city but you're doing artillery, has extra punch. Yeah, that could be cool. Good one. Was that Pelosi? It was sort of in yellow type font for me, so I'm a little hard reading it. Okay, and we can't really buy anything more right now, so we are basically done. We watch to see and aggressive. Close enough, thanks. Okay, so their BTs are charging us, their T-26s charging in the anti-tank gun. So, taking heavy damage, Trying to come up. Yeah, you were supposed to have your barrel down already. Now you should have your barrel down, but oh, you're taking lots of damage. And retreating back. You're in circles, so you're going to fall back. Yeah, like I thought they would ride all around. But get ambushed, fortunately. Okay, we're going to again use the Air Force here to smash their air power. And we're going to take out their fighter here. Okay, that worked fairly well. Let's see, we can get up to that, but do we need to? Not really. I'm not sure how I want to use that air just yet. Well, we're not going to go right next to that Soviet fort. Got an anti-tank gun up here, so you sort of want to watch that from the tank perspective. Oh, he can't attack this turn. Oh, damn. Okay. Well, let's just eliminate him then. Go up against, yeah, the 45 millimeter. The Soviet, oh, what is it called? What is it, 1937. That is a 45 millimeter gun based, literally based on the Pak 36, the 37 millimeter German gun. The Germans sold some of the models and plans to them, and the Soviets just upgunned it, but basically copied it. So yeah, okay, well, now here we have these guys to sort of worry about. Oh, they can't move this turn. No, we're not pursuing them onto the bridge. They're stuck also. Okay. Okay, now we need to sort of kind of look after. That takes out their artillery. We're going to move these guys up to here and slaughter the tanks. Can't even move. Damn. Okay, well. Just not wanting to slip around to my rear again if I can help it. Okay, we'll move up and take him out. These guys will fall back. Hopefully that would be enough protection for the artillery. Okay. All right. Yeah, see, that's without zones of control, it just makes this really sort of stupid hard. Yes, kill it, because I want to replace it with something else. I guess kill that too. Alright, well, we have one air unit here that needs to go away. I think it may be our last air unit that we're facing for now, at least. No, you attack here. And can you make it? No. There, yeah, you can make it down to here. Okay, well that's good. Well, they'll be able to move up. And I was hoping they would take them out. Oh, they're out of ammo, that's why they can't. Okay, you come over here to get killed next turn. These guys really do have ammo, but they're not allowed to attack. Oh, come on, die already. Okay, that will help some. Mass attack bonus. They retreat back. Looks like we have one fighter left that hasn't attacked anything yet, so you come over here, do a light airstrike. That's good. Oh, that's good. That's very good. We'll let them sit there. Yes, they can't strike this turn. Yeah, that could be some use. There we go. There we go. Yeah, well, against a weakened unit like that, that wasn't too hard of a choice. There we go. So far I'm liking it. Little tough in a few spots, but I'm liking it overall. And Zovlab? Why don't you make a remake of 101, the 101st Invasion of Normandy, turn-based squad level tactics game RPG. A sequel to Shrapnel Games. It was in development already for 20 plus years, probably never going to see release. I don't know the game you're playing, quite honestly. I don't know what I don't know anything about unannounced, games in development. But I would say it's not turn-based, but the close combat might be your ticket to what you're looking at. So that might be a thing to look into. But no, I don't know your game that you're referring to. Yep, good, you killed him. That's good. And yeah, he's coming around the flank. Going after the artillery. Wish he had more supportive fire, but alright. We're just suiciding him at the moment. Now, here in the center of it all. Okay, they're encircled. They're taking that. That's good. Yeah. Heavy rocket. Oh, those are cool. That looked cool. And they all died. They'll move up, get out. Well, we haven't used our air really effectively at all this turn. And this should eliminate our deep reconnaissance moves of the enemy armor. These guys come up and recon this way, give us a bit of a look in. Do we want to attack? No, not from there. Okay, we still have these guys. And that. And we'll recon out in this direction. Dead units will be persistent on the map until another unit actually occupies that hex, and then the graphical image will go away. And again, for those of you who have recently joined, because I see there's now over 100, or about 100 right now, I am playing with all the bad traits except the ones that don't let you have the armor or the... He may come back and cause me problems. I wish he could have just died. No, we don't have more air. Except for the ones that don't let you have artillery or air. And so we have massively handicapped ourselves. Okay. Well, they got reinforced, but they're gonna die. Good. Now, we need to take Grodno. Current focus is Grodno. Let's you up to there, you up to here. Start pounding with artillery. Boom. Give them a little actual damage plus emotional damage. That's getting favorable. Now here, let's do an airstrike. First artillery, because I think that'll a little bit more even. I think we're going to move you up some other direction, then try to... I'm still not in range. Okay, still have the little AT guns there, but that is about it. Well, let's recon forward and forward. I know there are some infantry down there, so we need to sort of watch that. No other ideas of interesting traits, good, bad, or indifferent? Thought you guys would be brimming with them. Okay, we're going to need to move these air units up to a closer airfield as soon as we capture one effectively. No. Undo that. I just meant to unclick you. Okay, 7 to 2, 2 to 6. No, and they even retreat out. Okay, well, guess we'll need to bring in the reconnaissance vehicles to finish them off. There we go. But it didn't get me my airbase. That will, though. That will allow me to shift forward. Shift forward. Okay, now hopefully no one will retake that airbase and make my aircraft base need to go somewhere else. Rebase. Yeah. Now we can buy more units because we've taken some losses. Huh. 6 points available. Purchase him. I think we need more armor on this northern flank to push up to there. Got a couple of infantry units there. We'll want to come around through this way with maybe another infantry unit. So for... well, I like the Grenadiers. A little slower in marching, but sort of get the job done. I'm going to put you right onto the bridge to move you up as fast as possible. Okay. Well, there we go. And they brought up there, what are these, BT-10s? Yes, or BA-10s, not BT, BA-10s. Okay, yep, kill the armor, fine, he was no good to me anymore. You actually moved out of your city, which I like. Okay, well, still not close enough, though you might be, but I don't know that we need. Now here, let's move you up. Well, if you don't have anybody in the area, I'll just take the territory. And we'll look at taking the air base too. That's a fairly nice open front. Okay, that would work. Good. Pound them hard. Pound them hard. Take them out. Burn the forest down. All around them. Then can you make it? No. We'll use you and take whatever city this is. So that's secured our southern flank. We are securing our northern. We still need to drive up the center here. We've got a long ways to go before we end this. All right. We move them up here like this, and if this armor attacks them, the armored cars, the anti-tank guns will support them. Oh, no, we won't even bother with that attack. Now here, we're going to move you to this airbase as well. Rebase you to there. Now, the other one that we rebased here, who might we want to strike out, if anyone? Not really. I don't even know that we need to escort that, but I guess we will. Just in case there's an air unit still around. Okay, they moved as far as they can, and they moved as far as they can. Okay, that's what we'll see about doing. We'll come up to here, risk it a little bit, but he'll have the armor, or the artillery support. There. Don't know if they'll leave their base enough to try to attack up that way. think that's all the units. Oh, artillery here. So far their intermediate range hasn't been, well, used them effectively once, but not more than that so far. Hello, Not Right. How you doing? Yeah, this looks good. I like the mode changes, depending on how you're looking at it. Yeah, this looks so cool zoomed in here, but that's about as close as I want to get for actual use. That's just for eye candy. Okay, we can buy new units. So, what do we want to buy? A couple of infantry, 2 armor, some artillery going to the north. That's good. Here in the south, we could use more armor. So again, we're not looking at so far heavy tanks, so I think our Panzer IVs, which are the support tanks, are our best bet. Decent at killing tanks, very good at killing infantry. Let's put you right there. Another day in paradise. Well, that's great. Well, they did come out, go after the artillery, but getting ambushed a bit. Okay, that artillery didn't do so great, but not so bad. I think worth the risk. Gotta take chances. Do we attack with the Stukas? No, nothing to attack. So rebase up to here. You can't attack this turn because of our bad traits. Pummel them with rockets. Now that they've come out of their base entrenchments, that's one thing that I liked about, I think, I'm pretty Panzer General or whatever, if you actually drew a path through a city you occupied it, I sort of get the idea that you're just rushing through and you don't necessarily take the time to fully properly occupy it. Yeah, we might as well just shoot. Yep. Okay, so we're looking at Minsk, only seeing the infantry so far. I'm guessing there may be some artillery or something in there, but don't know. You can come up here and get out of your tracks. Say funny things? Hello, Highland GNU? Sorry, don't know what that might be for. Well, I'm not good at comedy. Guess my playing is enough of a comedy. Yeah, we're gonna wait till we get the tanks up there properly. Treacherous. Now you're looking for comedy. Jawohl, Herr Commandant. Guess that's about as close as I can probably get to a German accent. Ah, well, no. Please do Hogan's Heroes accent. Oh, I wish I could. You mean like Colonel Klink and I know nothing? I know nothing? And yes, it is a very bad mimicking of Sergeant Schultz. No, we don't need to do that. No, we'll just save him for... Oh, we'll move him forward. Move him up to this air base. Maybe we should have moved their Stukas up as well. Okay. Well, seen one little problem with the AI, but I'm having trouble because I'm playing with all the bad general traits. Okay, you moved up, shooting at my little reconnaissance vehicles. Okay, well, let's just about eliminate you. Now you're eliminated. Now in this version, in the new version, speed doesn't matter. There is no difference between marginal victories and decisive victories, as in getting done early. So, you know, sooner than the turns allow. So I don't know that if we, playing with all these bad traits, will get all the way done in 20 turns. I sort of kind of honestly doubt it a bit. But there's no point in stupidly rushing either here. So yeah, I think we'll come up. No, we're not attacking, we're just approaching. Okay. Oh, they don't even have any artillery or anything. Oh, there's some anti-tank guns. Now that we got them spotted, out of range for them, but should be in range for these guys. No, the aircraft. Yeah, well. Oh, T-26s. Hey, Ari. No, there is, yeah, nothing's gained. At least this is what I'm getting from reading their partially completed online manual as part of the games. They have sections with notes to still be filled in. So that's what I get, is that that's been removed. Might as well unentrench you a little bit with a light airstrike. Okay, yeah, okay, you can come up and deploy. That's sort of the key, is you gotta be deployed. Get some armor or artillery support. And you can do some from back there. You can come up to there to make sure they're not, hopefully not hitting the flanks. Well, I'm sort of worrying about what's up there. Which you are particularly attacked. Well, there are your core units that follow you from mission to mission unless they're destroyed. So, yeah, you have that sort of core units. Right now, all of mine are deployed, but you can at starting of the mission. You can move some into sort of storage to swap back and forth. So if you have a mission that you know is going to need, say, a lot of engineers because there's a lot of urban areas, you can put some of your tank units into sort of reserve and bring out, swap them out for more pioneer engineer type units, swap those back and forth. So you can do some of that and build up experience for your core units that you want to keep with you, as opposed to non-core units, which be things, sometimes they're German units, sometimes they're things like Romanian or Italian other units that don't stay with you from mission to mission. Well, there are different, you do have choices for different branching of the campaigns. Not right. So it's not based upon how fast you get done with the mission, but you can choose to go, like now I've chosen Army Group Central for Barbarossa this time. I could have chosen South or North as well. And that, I haven't played beyond that, but I know if you do Poland North, you can then go do Norway before going for the Battle of France. But if you do Poland South, you go sort of more south into France. So by the branches you take does affect your later progression path. So there's a lot of stuff you can do. Nope, 0 good traits. The only two, and I will say again, because maybe you didn't hear earlier, the only 2 bad traits I didn't take were the ones limiting you from having artillery and the one limiting you from having, no air or no artillery. So because I have air and I have artillery. But every single other bad trait is here. No good traits. And I am playing on easy. That's sort of my balancing out, is easy. That's what I'm doing. Oh, we haven't moved these guys up in a couple of turns. Oh, I forgot about them. I just literally forgot about these guys. Supposed to kill the anti-tank unit there a while ago. Okay, well, do so. So let's continue this. So I'm going to go a few minutes over time. So I want to play another turn of this just to see how this goes. Okay, they're moving up their T-26s, shooting at the 8 rad 20 millimeter. Forget 232s. Well, they have some BT5s being aggressive. Uh-oh. Are these T-34s? These are T-34s. Uh-oh. This is the uh-oh alarm. Uh-oh. T-34s. Okay. Bad stuff. T-34s. Now, pound them with rockets. That gives them a little bit of real damage and a lot of emotional damage. Some actual real damage and more emotional damage. Yay. No, we're not going to retreat you, but we're going to take our Stukas, which are our best tank killers, and they're not in range. Damn. Well, okay. We're going to shift them up to this airbase, but because I see tanks there, we're going to fall back and hold that airbase, because I do not want to lose the aircraft and have them rebase to somewhere else. You might as well just fly over and see if you can unentrench them by a level. Not really a good enough attack. Okay. Well, you can give them some emotional damage. Now, boom. Boom. Those don't look to be good odds. Those aren't very good odds either, and these aren't good odds either. bonus, mass attack bonus. Oh, I did fire those, okay. You come up to there. You come in and motorcycle, drive in with your machine guns blazing and take the hex, take the city. You come up to deal with the tanks. You also come to deal with the tanks. It would barely be enough penetrating power as far as I remember. Armor values, but still better than nothing. Soviet Russia tanks drive you. Speak some Russian? Yet. Was that good enough? Okay, you move up, kill that. And it died. Thank God. So yeah, I think this is where we're going to end this today. Let me post it again. If you want to see my video up on my YouTube channel talking about an in-depth look of all the general traits, good and bad, and my evaluations of them after, especially playing, which I played with all of the bad ones. I haven't played with all of the good ones, but I have sort of looked at that. You can check that video out, and of course you can subscribe and follow me over on here on Twitch, gamer_1745. You can follow me there. And of course, if you haven't already followed us here on Slitherine, please do so. I'll be back, I think, in about 2 weeks to do another challenge. Not bad general. We've already thought up, and actually Ari, who's here, is the one who thought up of this challenge for me and helped me come up with the other challenge that we're going to be doing in a couple of weeks. So, yeah, don't give it away. Don't give it away. Don't give it away. Don't give it away! Don't give it away, Ari. Don't give it away. Shh, shh, shh. That's not just it. That's not quite it. That's sort of it. But yeah, we'll be doing that in a couple of weeks. But yeah, he's helped out with all of that. So, thanks everyone. See you next time see you next time.